So this really isn't a good week for international coaches. We've just had Liam McDonald quit as the All Blacks attack coach. I did a video on that. I think they'll be okay. They did it nice and quickly. It clearly wasn't working. But one thing that was starting to work for England was their defence. And Felix Jones, relatively new, but that rush defence, that blitz defence that they brought him in to bring to England from South Africa, from his time with South Africa, I should say, was starting to bear fruit. They should have beaten the All Blacks at least once. They really caught them with that blitz defence in that first test, which set them up for the win, which they didn't take. But it was starting to have some effect. So for him to leave right now would be pretty terrible, although the RFU could dig their heels in. It looks like there's a 1-year clause. He could work some notice for a whole year. But having a coach who's disgruntled, not wanting to be there, I think they'll just let him go, to be honest. And I think it's pretty linked to Aled Waters leaving as well. He left, the head of strength and conditioning, along with one of the strength and conditioning coaches. They're good friends. They've worked together. So this unstable working environment clearly is across the board. So that is not good, because England's strength and conditioning was looking really good, actually. They were looking in top condition. I always take Maro Itoje as a bit of a barometer for England's conditioning, because when he's on, he's amazing. And when his conditioning's off, he blows up. We saw under Eddie Jones, they'd got their strength and conditioning all wrong, and they were in absolute terrible shape coming into certain internationals. I think he had some big master plan, but it killed some of the games in the meantime. But England were looking really, really sharp for that game against Japan and those two against New Zealand. I thought they were looking in brilliant shape. So for your strength and conditioning team to leave and the new defence coach to leave is really leaving England in disarray. Now, I was hoping we were kind of past this. Eddie Jones clearly was a big taskmaster, and coaches struggled to work under him. Very stressful, so they were turning over coaches all the time. One coach that stuck with Eddie Jones was, of course, Steve Borthwick, but from what we'd read, from what we hear from other players, is he's a good man manager, so I wasn't expecting this with this unstable working environment from Steve Borthwick, so that's really disappointing. There's clearly something going wrong here. England do have Kevin Sinfield, who was going to leave and then isn't going to leave. Is that something to do with it? I'd be surprised if it wasn't. He, of course, was the defence coach. He moved aside to skills coach to make room for Felix Jones, so that's always a bit weird. The players love Kevin Sinfield. Do they not love Felix Jones? I don't know, but clearly Kevin Sinfield was begged to stay, and he has, and surely he's going to move back into that defensive coach slot, because he is an excellent defensive coach, but he's not going to want to carry on the exact same system, is he? Or will they ask him to do something similar, because England have been practicing this system for so long? That's a real headache, but at least they have someone to come back in, so maybe that will steady the ship. The attack was starting to get a bit better, but coaching-wise, we've got Richard Wigglesworth, who is a good coach. He's a clever guy, but he wasn't a flair player when he played. When he's coached for Leicester, he wasn't a flair coach either. So to play a bit more of a flair attacking game with him as the coach is a bit of a stretch, but he's doing okay. And Tom Harrison, the scrum coach, has been working hard, but England scrum has been a really weak part of their game. So it's not looking that great. So is this the sign of real turmoil for England, the exit of Aled Waters, the top quality strength and conditioning coach who's going to Ireland? I should have mentioned that, of course. He's going to Ireland, one of England's big rivals, of course, and when you choose between England and Ireland, England are a bit bigger in terms of players, fans, money. Ireland, a fantastic team, higher in the rankings, but probably can't offer the same sort of size of contract potentially, but he's gone to Ireland, and that is saying a lot, saying that at the moment Ireland are in better shape than England. Did he want to stay with England? If England were going places, if it was exciting, if there was a good working environment, surely he'd stay with England. But no, something is wrong, something is rotten there. Let me know if you've got any inside scoops. I wonder if more's going to come out. Scott Robertson for New Zealand was very open. Their policy was just to get it all out there and explain why it wasn't working with Liam McDonald. So I think that was pretty clear. Are they going to do the same for Aled Waters, or are they just going to keep it quiet and brush it under the carpet? Anyway, are England in big trouble? Is Steve Borthwick just a new Eddie Jones and hard to work with? I don't know, but it's definitely unsettling for England. Let me know down below in the comments if you like these sorts of videos. Like, subscribe, that's always awesome, and I'll catch you next time.